how to become avoidant so you never have to feel emotions or get hurt. So obviously the best way to protect yourself from heartache and from feeling pain is to shut off the part of yourself that feels, which would be the avoidant attachment style. So if you don't have this attachment style, I highly recommend it for those who want to feel more numb overall, or who don't actually want to fall in love, but want to be in a relationship to feel like there's some sort of companionship or closeness, but like kind of, like on and off, like kind of like casually in a relationship. Okay, so tip number 1 is to ghost people at the first sign of them liking you, showing interest in you, maybe sharing a little bit of their feelings, wanting to hang out more than once a month, or texting back to your message within like 10 minutes of you texting them. Just like simply ghost them. This is like way too much for an avoidant, so just go ahead and disappear. So the second tip that I have for you is when someone texts you, set a timer for like, 5 hours, 10 hours, a lifetime, so that it can alert you for when you should text them back. This way you don't seem like you care too much and you create that safe space between you guys. Okay, the third tip that I have for you is when you get in an argument with your person, then take space like right away, like preferably in the middle of an argument. Just kind of like walk away randomly, like without saying anything, and take space for like, at least 3 hours, but without actually processing what happened, or, self-reflecting or taking accountability or trying to see their perspective. Just like make sure that during the space that you're taking, you're actually like numbing out, you're escaping into a completely different realm, you're completely dissociating from reality, distracting yourself, and not doing any self-reflection or self-development. But also like make sure that they think that you are. Like don't let them know that while you're taking space, you're literally just avoiding them because you don't want to deal with your deeper feelings, and nothing will actually change the next time that you guys talk. You're just gonna like hope that they forgot or that they calm down. So the fourth tip that I have for you is to meet someone who is very anxious and gets attached easily, because this is gonna make you want to run like 5 million miles away. Therefore ensuring that you will never fall in love and get hurt, but make sure that you do open up just a little bit to keep them like close enough and like attached enough. But right after you open up just a little bit, make sure that you do disappear or close off for a few weeks and then come back again and repeat the cycle. Okay, the fifth tip that I have for you to becoming more avoidant so that you never get hurt is to make sure that you suppress all of your feelings and emotions and pains and traumas and just act like you don't have any. If you don't feel them, talk about them, or express them, then of course they don't exist. They just kind of disappear. So just make sure to continue to push that all down, continue to suppress everything that comes up, and just know it will go away. Okay, so the sixth tip that I have for you is to fall for other emotionally unavailable or wounded people. That way, if they leave you or reject you, you can just blame it on them and their own problems and not you. Okay, so the seventh tip that I have for you is to avoid being in a committed relationship, which is something that I highly recommend for becoming avoidant and protecting yourself from pain. Is just simply say that you're working on yourself, but like forever. Okay, and finally, the eighth tip that I have for you, and if all else fails, just say that you're an Aquarius. It's going to excuse you from most avoidant behaviors without having to take accountability for being emotionally unavailable, detached, cold, insensitive, or needing a lifetime of space. So those are my 8 tips for becoming more avoidantly attached. I think it's the perfect solution to protect yourself from rejection, abandonment, or heartbreak, because how much can you actually feel those things if you never allow yourself to actually feel? If I can recommend one last and final thing for you to become extremely avoidant, it's probably to stop dating like altogether. It's just like to stay single forever and alone forever, get off the dating apps and literally just like live a life of hermitude, okay, of solitude. And honestly, just like leave all of those anxiously attached people alone, knowing that you have nothing to offer them but crumbs, neglect, and trauma. I just want to come in here and say that obviously this is a lighthearted, funny, more sarcastic video. It might not be too funny for an avoidant to hear, but this is just my way of sharing information on the avoidant attachment style. I understand, I have compassion, I have no hate for avoidance. I definitely do lean more on the side of anxious attachment. So I have had the pleasure of dating avoidants and I understand their patterns and I don't like them, I dislike them, and I choose to not ever date an avoidant ever again in my life. But this is just like my way of educating people and, you know, just kind of in a lighthearted way, bringing awareness to this attachment style so that we can all heal and change and evolve out of it into more secure attachment. I'll probably make a video on anxious attachment as well, just because why not? Okay, there's a lot to laugh about, and if we can't be looking at this stuff about ourselves with humor, then what is the point of life? Like, I'm not trying to be all serious about this, even though it is quite a serious thing because trauma is real. But I'm just approaching it in a more like lighthearted manner. So anyway, no offense to anyone who's avoidant. I love you all, and I hope to see you in my next video.